it's Eugenia. So today I'm going to be doing a story time video where I'm going to be telling you guys something pretty crazy that happened to me. So yeah. By the way guys, also I actually got a haircut today. So if my hair looks any different, then that's probably why. Whenever I cut my hair, I don't really cut it very much because I like my hair to be pretty long. But yeah, I got a haircut today, so it's another thing I did. So basically today though, before I even went to get my hair done, I was actually at the police department because I had to go in there because of what happened pretty much. So as you can see by the title of this video, this sounds like it's a pretty crazy thing that happened. So a week ago, if you guys didn't know, I was actually in Disney World. I know probably some of you guys might think it's really weird that I'm in Disney World so often, but my brother is like really into Disney, so that's why I'm there kind of a lot. But yeah, I was there and then I randomly got this phone call. Because of being on the internet, like there's a lot of really good things that come from the internet, and I really love getting to make videos for you guys. But also online, sometimes some really bad, not so great things can happen. Like I've had some really like weird things like kind of done to me and things that have happened from being online. Like I've had like SWAT teams sent to my house. I've had like weird letters and things like that sent to my house. I've had people kind of be able to like spy on me on my computer, and I've had hackers, which is really not fun. So yeah, just like a lot of stuff. So yeah, so this day I was getting a phone call from a number that I didn't really recognize. Sometimes like another thing that will happen to me is I'll get a lot of like phone calls from unknown numbers, and then when I answer them it just turns out that like the person won't tell me who they are and they just kind of don't say anything. So that's like another thing that I guess happens from being online sometimes. Yeah, I answered it and then it turned out that they told me that they were actually the police. With one of those like weird kind of things that happened a couple of years ago when I actually got swatted. It was like this whole super crazy thing. Like it was this probably Onion 2 guy, and he started telling me all this crazy stuff and all this stuff he was gonna do to me and how he was gonna send a SWAT team to my house. But I didn't think he would actually do it because at the time I really didn't know anything about swatting. I didn't even really know it was a thing or how it worked or anything like that. But it turned out he was kind of telling the truth, at least with that part. He also said he was gonna send like drugs to my house and call the drug administration, and he never did that, which is at least good. But yeah, like he sent a whole SWAT team to my house, and my door here is actually still broken from that day. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Of course, like when all that was going on, it ended up being some like kid in Canada. Of course, the police kind of had to get involved because they had to like send out the SWAT team and it was crazy. So I was thinking when I got this phone call from the police, I was a little bit scared. Not like too scared, but I was kind of like, why would the police be calling me? Because I'm really a person, I don't try to do anything wrong. I don't try to break the law or to do anything super bad like killing people or doing bad things. So I was like, why would the police be calling me? They told me that they wanted me to go into their police department. I was like, yeah, I could do that. I'm actually away in Disney right now, but when I get back, then yeah. They were totally cool with that. They were really nice. And then when I was kind of thinking it over later, I was just thinking like, okay, like why could the police want me to go into their office? It must maybe be related to Onion. Like maybe it's because they have like a court case with him and they want me to answer questions. I don't know. It must be something like that because I didn't think there would be like a reason that like I would have to go to the police. So it turns out that now, as you can see, like by all my stuff here, I'm back from Disney now. So today was actually the day that I went into the police department. Like I gave them a phone call back like I said I would, and I went in today. I was literally just expecting it to be about that. We even talked about that a little bit, and then they told me the reason that I was being called in. So it turns out I'm not exactly sure about like why this happened or what was going on or what exactly. So I actually learned this today, and I guess there's this like online cyber tip kind of thing, and it's actually a really good thing because I guess a lot of people tip like for child pornography, which I would of course never do because I think that stuff is really messed up. Guys, oops, I just realized my 2 necklaces are like in my sweater, so taking those out now. And I don't even really know how that works. I don't know if people tip if they like know someone who's doing that, or if like kids reach out and then try to get whoever is like forcing them to do pictures, or I don't know exactly how any of that works. Like, I don't know anything about child pornography. I think it's a really bad thing. So it's a really good thing that that does exist, so things like that can stop. But yeah, I guess people could also tip other stuff too. So I guess somebody like left them a tip saying that I am actually kidnapped. And yeah, it gets like really weird. So I guess what they tipped was that when I was 15, my parents actually kidnapped me, and they've been brainwashing me ever since then, I think into like believing they're my parents. But also they said that I was like held hostage against my will, and yeah, it was all just so crazy to me. I was just like, what? Because I mean, unless I'm like brainwashed and I don't know what's going on, then I was definitely not kidnapped or brainwashed by my parents. Like, it was just like, wow, that is insane. Like, that is probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Also, apparently from what the police was telling me, the person who like left them the message was like legitimately concerned that I was being like held hostage. And if the person really was, then person, thank you very much for caring about me. I really appreciate that if I ever were to be kidnapped or something like that, that you would care enough to try to get me like unkidnapped. But yeah, I'm definitely not kidnapped. I'm definitely not being like held hostage or anything crazy like that. But thank you, person, for caring, if that's what their intentions were. Another thing, guys, if you didn't actually notice about me, when I was born, my name was actually not even Eugenia. It was actually Colleen for a couple of days, because I guess my parents didn't really know exactly what they wanted to name me, so they named me Colleen at first, but then in a couple of days I became Eugenia. The person actually like even wrote in. It was really crazy because they wanted me to bring in my birth certificate when I was going to the police station. I was talking to my mom about that too, and then she was kind of like, you probably should also bring your name change forms, because otherwise they might be confused if they are looking at your birth certificate, because your birth certificate still says Colleen, because my birth certificate actually still says Colleen. So yeah, then it was really weird because in like the tip, it was like a whole paragraph that they wrote to the police. They said that my name was really Colleen Schwartz, and yeah, it was just really weird to me because my name was originally Colleen. I have no idea where they came up with the whole Schwartz thing. I don't think I was ever Colleen Schwartz. Like, I definitely was not ever Colleen Schwartz. I do have a middle name that begins with an S, but it's definitely not Schwartz. It was kind of crazy because then the police actually asked me if I was into bondage, and I was just kind of like, no, I don't make videos of bondage or anything. And then they also asked me if my mom was into bondage, and as far as I know, I don't think my mom is, so I was just like, nope. She's not doing that. Then they were like, yeah, we know this is like a really awkward question to be asking you about that. But then they said, like, I guess this person who sent this in was writing something about a mukbang. Like, I guess they were saying like, oh, like, Eugenia won't do a mukbang, or I don't exactly know how that happened, but they mentioned a mukbang. I guess the police doesn't really know what a mukbang is, so they thought it might have been some like fetish thing. Because I don't know what the person mentioned it was a fetish thing. Like, I don't know really. I know what a mukbang is, guys, and I know some people do for whatever reason really want me to do this, but I don't really do videos like that, so yeah, I just like feel like it's kind of awkward for me to do those videos. But anyways, but yeah, the person like mentioned that, so yeah, it's just like really like awkward. Yeah, me and my mom, we don't like post bondage videos or anything like that. But yeah, they said they just like had to ask me that. And they just kind of asked me a couple of other questions. They asked me some questions about some YouTubers that have also been in videos with me. So I think the person also mentioned a couple of them. And then I guess the person also mentioned Marina Joyce. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe because I know she had like a lot of kidnapping rumors, and hers were way more extreme than mine. Mine was just kind of this one person. I'm really glad that Marina wasn't kidnapped though, because she's really awesome and she seems really nice, so I'm really happy that she was not kidnapped. It's just really crazy to me though that people like report people as being kidnapped when they're not kidnapped. But I do appreciate it the person thought I really was kidnapped or anything like that, because I guess they were trying to get me like saved or unkidnapped. But yeah, I'm definitely not kidnapped. So it was just really crazy to me. But yeah, it was just such a crazy thing to me because when I went into the police today, that was definitely not at all what I was expecting. They said they just kind of had to call me in there just to make sure everything was okay, and they just kind of asked me a couple more questions, just kind of like related to all this. And yeah, I guess they said they just kind of have to do that when someone reports this stuff because it's a pretty like big thing to be reporting, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. But the police was really nice. They were really nice about this whole situation. I just thought it was a really crazy story though, so I thought I would share this with you guys. And yeah, person or whoever, for whatever reason, thinks I'm kidnapped, just so you know, I am definitely not kidnapped. I'm definitely not being held hostage by my parents or anything like that. They're definitely my real parents too. I mean, unless I really am being brainwashed and I'm just completely unaware of this. But I bet that that is totally not the case. So yeah, I definitely don't think I'm brainwashed or anything crazy like that, or being kidnapped or held hostage. I guess that is my story. It's pretty crazy. So if you guys enjoyed this video though, or you liked watching me talk about this crazy thing that happened, then make sure you give this video a like so I know that you liked it. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to know when I post new videos, because I post new videos a lot. Also make sure that you click on the little bell notification, because that way when I post new videos you'll always be notified, so you'll know when I post. And let me know if you guys liked this video. Maybe I'll do more kind of story videos if you guys liked this video, if I think of like other interesting things to share with you guys. Well, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Alright, bye!